This week on the Hudson Valley Disc Golf Podcast, we tried to talk with Innova Ambassador Jeff Wiechowski, but had some technical difficulties. Here's that audio in its entirety.
There we go. Looks good.
We hope to speak with Jeff again in the future, but Alex, Corey, and Randy were able to get in 9 holes worth of topics, ranging from new PDGA rules.
You have to make poopies in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Because you're in Vermont and you drink some weird cider drink and all of a sudden it hits you.
Upcoming events.
Stony Cold Scramble. That's going to be August 31st for singles and September 1st for doubles. That's Labor Day weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Ladies divisions open up on Sunday, the 14th, and then general admission is opened on the 15th.
And for Will Byrne, we did talk about the Schmodown.
Can I ask what the Schmodown is?
But first, a reminder about this weekend's Disc Cap Monthly. What's the name of Greg Kurtz's course?
Porcupine Springs.
When's the monthly there?
Same day as CTK Fundraiser Flex, July 13th. That's Saturday.
Pretty sure you just show up, kind of like a flex start whenever you want to get a round in.
Yep.
$20 for pro, $10 for am, and that's on the long course. And then $5 for rec or ladies, and that plays the Prickle Pines short course, the long course being Quilt Creek. And you can go check out Greg's property and all of its eccentricities and whatnot.
All right, so probably missed all the good stuff with recording while we were trying to get Jeff Wiechowski on. No Jason tonight, no Jamin, but we got Randy, Alex, and Corey. So welcome to the Hudson Valley Disc Golf Podcast. This week we have 9 holes topics to talk about. We'll start with Alex. Pick a hole, 1 through 9. We'll just start from there.
I'm going to be Jason tonight and go with hole number 1.
Skip Ace. We talked about it last week, but I thought it'd be very important, so I put it as number 1 this week. Skip Ace, the 2024 European Open presented by... No, never mind. We got to go to stuff that already happened. So we're looking at is it the Swedish Open? Does that sound right? DGPT Swedish Open presented by Castoplast?
We already did that once. I think that's when Jamin said that he was hyped to talk about it.
Oh, yeah, because he did really well on that one.
So I thought there was something.
We had the True Bank.
Yeah, the Des Moines Challenge.
I'm sorry. I didn't scroll down far enough.
Yeah, it's the only one you have to scroll down for.
Yeah. It freaked me out for a second. So the DGPT True Bank Des Moines Challenge presented by DGA. We had 35 pickers and I came in 35th, minus 6 points. The only person in the negative. So we don't need to talk about this anymore.
I didn't do much better.
These are pending, though.
That's true. It's pending. I might get less points. Anything about the event itself? Anybody want to talk about? Did anybody follow it?
I literally only watched the last couple holes of FPO and MPO final round.
Okay.
But I mean, yeah, the final round was good for both divisions, I suppose. AB and Adam Hammis kind of battling, and then Emily Weatherman pulling out a dub.
AB's having a year.
AB is scary now. When his putter is on, it's terrifying.
All he has to do is get on that Ezra diet and just come out absolutely jacked next season. Start throwing 700-foot golf shots.
I was gonna say he
already does.
He's already throwing massive shots. How much further do you want him to throw?
Woods, like parking holes that no other sane human could do.
I mean, at Des Moines, he was throwing mid-ranges on holes that I don't think anyone else really was, and it proved to be a big advantage. They were just going pin straight. So I think he's kind of figuring it out. And putters as well. He threw a putter on that ace run hole across the water and dinged just below the cage. And most people are throwing, Firebird-esque forehands on that hole, and he's just ripping a putter across. So it's definitely got a different toolkit than everybody else.
Definitely high praise for Anthony Bohansky.
Yeah.
Looks like Alex got me by 312 points by earning 306 points to get 30th place.
Frickin' Greg Barsby. I don't know if he dropped or what, and I just didn't update my picks or what happened there, but minus 250 is no good.
Yeah, Paige Shue got me minus 250. Ezra Robinson, I thought Ezra was supposed to be good. Both Ezras. No. Thanks,
yeah, he
Jamin.
tanked a lot of people.
Jamin wasn't working on a course. He just knew he, screwed me over with Ezra.
It was misleading people.
Yeah. So Alex came in 30th. Jason's mechanic in 27th. He's been leading, right? So that's something. One spot behind Zach McDonald. Sparky Spalding 25th. Ryan Travis in parentheses 148,343 in 24th. Got Corey Cook in 20th.
Yeah, I didn't play this event, so I wasn't able to pick myself. And if I did, I definitely would have got more points than Ezra Robinson, because every event I played in, I've got positive points. He's out here as a sucker, -1. Austin Turner out here being a pretty good pick for myself, though. Who would have thought?
Yeah. But you had the same amount of points as Holly Finley.
Yep. Me and Holly, it's my girl.
Ryan Nelson is the sandwich between you and Randy in 18th place.
Yeah, I only got done dirty by Kevin Jones, who played really well last week after switching bags. So I was like thinking he'd like unlock something, but he didn't.
That's a question I've been meaning to ask, but he just switched from Prodigy to Innova, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Don't you usually give a few months or like maybe just kind of write him off for the year, or no? When they're switching bags like that?
His first event was the Preserve, where he played. He didn't play extremely well, but he played something like 20 spots better than he had averaged all year. So he like was doing totally fine with the new Innova discs. And it's been a while, but he wasn't Prodigy originally. So he's definitely thrown a variety of stuff. So I wasn't that worried, but should have been.
You did the classic fucked around and found out.
I was talking to Kat during the coverage because, Gannon switched to Discmania this year and he has had like no issue at all. But I think he throws a majority of overstable molds. Like he favors overstable stuff most of the time. Whereas I think Kevin Jones throws more of that middle, like flippy stuff, and that can be finicky.
Is that normal for somebody? This is kind of middle of the season to do a change like that.
Seems a little odd.
I think it's something going on with Prodigy. I think they dropped him and Vino, if I'm not mistaken. So I want to say it's something with Prodigy, and Innova has the cash to just pick people up, mid-season.
That's cool. So Randy in 18th place behind Corey Buns.
Them buns.
Jamin in 14th. Kyle Hirsch in 13th. Just pointing that out because Corey's nemesis. Kristen McDonald in 12th. Well ahead of Zach McDonald down in 26th. Dell is the best pots. Alex is stinky in 11th.
Yeah, she's been crushing me.
I was going to say this trend has continued.
Yeah.
And our top 10, Rob Weeks of the Mississippi in 10th. That's ahead of Corey.
It's good for him.
Highland Mike Warner in 9th. Brian Heller in 8th. Callie Josh in 7th. Kathleen Bemis in 6th. Corey wants to know when she's going to be on the podcast.
Oh, yeah. Randy, is this like guys club to you or something? Like no ladies involved?
No, whenever, just give me a warning and I'll take the night off and she can record. I'm sure she'd love to talk about all the new T-pads she wants to put in this summer when she's not working because she's a teacher.
Yeah, I'd be careful with that, Randy. We might not ask you to come back.
That's why I haven't asked her to come on yet.
You might just keep cat.
So our top 5, we got Jason Lasasso Star in 5th place. Turtles in Your Face in 4th. Mike Schwartz, previous winner, in 3rd place. 1/2 of Camel Case Corey Tim Goyette in 2nd. And your winner, Joe Gaspardi, with 1,028 points. That's like a gig.
Okay, yeah.
60 points ahead of Tim Goyette, 68
24.
points.
Oh, had the Emily Weatherman pick. That's impressive.
Yeah. And like Jake Kiebenheimer.
All right. So that means, let's look at the overall. We got 50 competitors. Kenji Klein, I see, in 41st place. Corey Buns in 39th. Dell is the best pots. Alex equals Stinky in 38th. I only mentioned that because I'm only in 32nd, so she's going for me. Corey Me Up Cook passed me. I guess my -6 points did not help me. Mind you, these are all pending. Unless I can gain like 130 points, it'll probably won't matter.
Yeah, get them next week.
Yeah, definitely. Kristen McDonald in 28th. Kate Dis 26th. Mikey Botles in 24th, ahead of Brian, 1/2 of Camel Case Corey Monahan. Jason Lasasso Star 23rd, right behind Alex Potts, who's also behind Turtles in Your Face and Sparky Spalding. Randy Bobandy in 18th. Rob Weiss of the Mississippi in 16th, behind Jamin Hume in 15th. Kat Bemis in 14th. Did I mention Randy was in 18th? I just point that out.
She has pulled away at this point.
Ryan in 11th, ahead of Highland Mike Warner. Top 10, Brian Bickersmith, behind Zach McDonald in 9th. Brian Heller in 8th. Ryan Travis 148,343 in 7th. Brandon S. Klein in 6th. Ivan Marmota in 5th. I don't know if that's Ivan, but Ivan just sounds so much better for me.
It does flow right.
Yeah, especially with Marmota,
What if it's Ivan Marmota and you're just like really butchering?
Mike Schwartz, previous winner, in 4th place behind Corey Cook in 3rd, but 2nd place, Kyle Hirsch.
Only 200 points.
Only. And your leader, even with a 27th or so place finish, Jason's Mechanic, but it's under 100 points ahead of Kyle. Next event is the Crokinole Open. I wish we could have talked to Jeff about that tonight, but those picks close in 3 days. I'll post something about that in the next day or two. All right. Just to point it out, you might be able to earn points in this front 9. Just throwing it out there. Not in Skip Ace, of course, but Corey, what hole would you like? We've already done 1.
I'm going to go lucky number 11.
All right. Jason pointed this out a few weeks back, and we never really got to talk about it. But there were some proposed PDGA rule changes for 2025. Did any of you get a chance to look at them?
I did a quick glance.
I definitely read through all of them, but it was maybe 2 weeks ago now.
I think the biggest one is the timeouts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been calling them already, just like in my head.
You've been practicing your timeout voice.
I caddied for Kat this past weekend, and one of her competitors put a disc like dead on top of a huge bush that was actually kind of hollowed out. So between finding the disc and then like marking her lie and like getting inside this bush and throwing, it was like a super, super long time. So in my head, I was just like, this is the perfect opportunity for a timeout.
Yeah.
It says official rules of disc golf 802.03 excessive time allow timeouts. This establishes that players may use up to 2 timeouts per round. Players occasionally get into situations where additional time is necessary to establish footing or execute the shot.
I think this is something we've all done subconsciously, playing with people who generally play fast, and then they have a really bad lie and it takes them a really long time, and no one is thinking about calling time on them because it's just a bad situation and they need some grace in that moment to figure out what they're doing. And so, I mean, I think they're just implementing this based on what we've all probably been doing for a while.
Yeah, especially limiting it to only 2. Like, you can't time out your way through every hole if you're a slow player.
Yeah.
Do you think it properly addresses the excessive time issue?
I would still like it to be something more like golf, where it's more judged based on backups, because who's to say a fast player doesn't deserve 3 timeouts? You know, like they only ever spend 12 seconds every single time they're at their lie, but there's no system for them to rack up all the time they save by being fast. And then they finally have a really bad lie, or they have 3 bad lies during the round and they need a minute instead.
So the PDGA app just needs to now include like a chess timer.
Yeah.
Yes,
Exactly.
you have a total lie time, something like that.
What about the bathroom break? Included in here says a player may request extra time from the group to take a bathroom break. A timeout is not charged to the player for this break. If the player does not return in a reasonable time, the player is considered missing for the hole and receives a score of par +4 on the hole.
I think there's always been, maybe not always, but previously there's been a rule about a reasonable amount of time for a bathroom break. I think they just maybe clarified it more and included that, like, once it gets past reasonable, now there is a penalty for it.
From what I'm looking at, the underlying part is just that a timeout is not charged to the players for this break. I think the bathroom break request has always been there, and the reasonable time restriction has been there. I think it's just saying that this is not what the timeouts are for.
It does seem like that, but I don't remember there being a bathroom break.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's been there, but I've always like, man, what is reasonable? Like, when do you determine reasonable? Reasonable to not affect other people's game, or reasonable for what you had to do in the bathroom?
I think this becomes an issue of male versus female.
There's that too.
If you're talking about a quick bathroom break, like if there's a 4-player card and I just threw my shot, that's when I'm using the bathroom and I'm going to find a tree. With women, they can't just do that. And I'm talking number 1. Number 2, you're taking +4, no?
Oh, that's what I mean. Like,
yeah,
you have to make poopies in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Because you're in Vermont and you drink some weird cider drink and all of a sudden it hits you.
Or a lager drink.
Yeah. All the tournaments I've ever played, I've never actually ran into a bathroom break like request or anything.
Wasn't there a thing where it adds for a C tier you have to have a bathroom? What do you guys think of that? Tour standards require restrooms at C tier and above. Restroom access is a basic need. Tournament directors need to provide at least one bathroom available for players. The already existing pass-through bathroom fee should make this a simple matter. What if you have to rent a porta potty? You can include that in the registration fee. Is that what that means?
You got to do that, I think.
There's like math that needs to happen for payouts. Like you subtract players pack cost, and then like a certain percentage of that needs to go towards payouts. And it's just saying that something for like a bathroom can just be passed through instead of having to do all the math and figure out exactly how to adjust everything to make sure you're still getting the right percentage for payouts. There should be a simple way to do it, is what they're saying.
Yeah, and if the PDGA is making it simple, then I feel like every tournament obviously should have one, and it's not that hard to just call it porta. Like you're not really paying for it. Just call the porta potty place. Hey, I need a porta potty for this place for a day or two.
Do any of you guys remember a C tier where you didn't have a bathroom?
Oh yeah, plenty of them.
Stony Kill up until like last year or the year before didn't have any way to provide a bathroom, but then the town started paying for a porta potty, so that was nice of them.
Heck yeah! I think it just added the flex start in the competition manual, something, right?
Yeah, like the old rules didn't really allow flex starts.
It says flex starts are a popular format that are not currently recognized by the competition manual. This adds the concept to the competition manual for the first time. So it's really just throwing it in there.
I mean, they allowed like video evidence for rules clarifications.
That seems unbalanced, no?
I think it is more for post approval. So like when you take a picture of like your lie, being on the string or something like that, and you go back and show the TD, I think previously maybe that wasn't actually legit, and I think now it is.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be video replay for foot faults like on the Pro Tour.
No, they mention teeing areas, restricted routes, regulated areas, drop zones.
Yeah, it's pretty much just clarifying markings on the course is what they're going for.
Okay, then that's a little further. Something you said, though, Randy, made me think. There was another rule I'm scrolling through. Allow players to self-call violations without confirmation. Now, that's for, like, if you're playing in a match play and there's not 3 people that can verify. It's you against one other person. I think that's what that it says. Mm-hmm. This allows players to call violations on themselves without confirmation from a second player or tournament official. This comports with the spirit of the game where players are to graciously accept penalties and move on with the round.
I think in the past, it was more of just a formality. Like if you missed a Mando and you looked back at everyone and you were like, I think I missed the Mando. And everyone was like, I couldn't tell.
You were blocking my vision.
Yeah, like someone would usually just be like, do you think you missed it? And you'd be like, yeah. And they'd be like, all right, I'll second it, having no real proof. But now you can just say like, I missed it. And that's it. No one has to think about it. So it just kind of makes it easier, even though I think it kind of already existed in that sense. I think years back, things like foot faults were sometimes advantageous because you were allowed to rethrow. Mm-hmm. So in those cases, you wanted someone to second it. So you weren't just saying like, oops, I foot faulted and like gaining an advantage. I think with the current rule set, that's not as much of an option. They've kind of gotten rid of those advantageous calls.
I mean, establishing the order of play at a drop zone, I definitely had times where like, oh, who goes first next? Although I feel like it was just common sense. Like I threw before you, so I'll go like at the drop zone too.
If I threw first and I hit the first tree, you throw next. You throw into the OB and have to go to the drop zone. Then I throw my second shot and then I go OB.
Okay, that's a good point. I was thinking just like off the tee. Yeah, so then I guess I would go first and then you would go.
Yeah.
Because I got to the drop zone first.
Yeah, the person who gets there first goes first.
So even though I threw first, he would still go next?
Yeah, because if 2 or more players have lies that are the same distance from the target, so I got a drop zone, the playing order is the order in which those lies were established. Yeah, so my lie was established at the drop zone first because I got to OB off the tee. And then you get to the drop zone after me for throwing your second shot. Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, I think it just makes sense in general. I think this is a common sense thing that most people have been doing already, but wasn't locked in by the rules. It's just like if you threw first out of bounds and somebody else threw out of bounds, whoever threw first out of bounds goes first from the drop zone.
Yeah.
What about the lost disc and OB? I guess what it's saying is if I throw OB into the water, we all know it went into the water. We don't need to find it. We're going to find it probably after the round. But if I throw OB and we just can't find it, is it a lost disc or is it OB? And how do you determine that kind of stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this one's just common sense because in this instance, you have lost your disc. Maybe there's a very small percent chance. Like, let's say you're in the woods and it's like a line in like an OB line in the woods, and you think maybe it popped out somewhere that's technically in bounds, but you have no idea. You'd be at probably a bigger disadvantage. I guess it depends on the course entirely, but this just clarifies it. So instead of going all the way back to the tee, because you could say, I think it's a lost disc versus it's out of bounds. You could get a re-tee out of it versus now it's basically defaults to out of bounds if you can assume it's out of bounds. And then you're going to play it following the OB rules on that hole, whether it's a drop zone or taking your 3 feet in.
Yeah, or like, I guess technically if, say, you threw your disc in like water at Maple Hill and you can't find it, like in the deep water, like technically, I mean, you like lost it. So I guess they're just kind of clarifying those scenarios too. Like, we all know we saw it go into this water, but because we can't get it back, did you technically lose it? And would you have to re-tee? I think it's a fine clarification, but
yeah, the gist I'm getting with a lot of these is it's a lot of makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
What about illegal discs? Legalize certain methods of applying custom graphics to a disc. Did that stick out to anybody?
Yeah, this one was pretty controversial when they made the rule because a lot of people were doing aftermarket stamping of discs and it was kind of exclusive, like they were selling them on their websites. And when the rule went into effect, people were complaining about like loss of income because of this. So they're kind of just backtracking on a lot of people complaining about not being allowed to hot stamp discs after they leave the factory, basically.
So this isn't like if I get a tournament stamp disc. It's like if I take a regular disc and say, hey, Randy, can you put a Notre Dame stamp on it?
Yeah.
Yeah. As of right now, you can't hot stamp a disc after it has left the manufacturer's possession. And that was like a big deal to a lot of people. So they're going back on that. And now you are allowed to.
Okay.
I think it's a good thing.
I get it. I guess it would also depend. And I'm going back for a while, but like, I don't know if you guys know Bike Rack.
I have some of his discs, yeah.
Oh, really? That's funny. But he had like a Captain America disc where it was paint. Like somebody painted on the disc.
It's way illegal.
Yeah. But that's different than if I went to Blaine Iron Dyes Mandriza and said, hey, can you put a Jets logo on here? Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That would be okay.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Clarify inapplicability of 3-minute timer when discs are OB.
We need 3 minutes to find it. It's in the water.
Yeah, just wasting everyone's time because you want to go find it.
We saw it's OB. We don't need to spend 3 minutes looking for it.
Okay. Again, just clarification of common sense. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Banning tobacco at A tiers. I can see some old timers having an issue with that.
I'm just going to ask, like, my thought was if it's a tier or whatever, you can smoke up to the 2-minute warning, then you had to stop, and then during lunch you could smoke, and then at the 2-minute warning for round 2. Is that the old way? And does this mean you can't at all?
I was under the impression that you could smoke during any PDGA event that isn't only junior divisions. Like during the rounds, as long as it's only tobacco.
I'm pretty sure this doesn't just include during play.
Well, it says the public display or use of tobacco products by event staff, players, and by extension their caddies is prohibited at all times at A-tier events and at PDGA events of any tier that solely offer junior divisions, like Alex said.
I don't think you can do it while you're spectating even. Wait, no, it's event staff and players. So if you're playing, even if you're not in your round currently, it looks like you can't use it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So is that going to affect you, Corey?
Nah, it doesn't really bother me. I feel like you already couldn't smoke at A tiers, especially during your round. Every tournament I've played, there's guys smoking cigarettes, like on the tee pad, either because of the backup or like while we're actually playing. It doesn't bother me, but at the very least, I will say anytime I do see it, everyone's always been like, "Hey, man, do you mind?" At least they check with the card because sometimes people have.
I vape and I'll still be like, "Hey, you guys cool with this?" And then I'll still go over to the side, kind of like.
Yeah, like kind of like some common courtesy.
Yeah. Based on what Alex had said previously, it looks like it used to be at PDGA events of any tier that solely offer junior divisions, but they added at A-tier events and at PDGA only junior divisions. So they added the A-tier.
Which is kind of interesting. I mean, it does say public display. So like, is that trying to put like an out of sight, out of mind wrapper on that one? But I mean, when you say event staff and players and caddies at an A tier, like that's a pretty large chunk of people. And I'm just thinking like some guy freaking spotting out in the woods and he's got a 20-minute gap between the next card. I guess maybe he wouldn't want to be a spotter at that point. If you're trying to like smoke cigarettes or.
Well, it also says caddies may only caddy for one player at a time. Has anybody had a person caddy for two people? I can see it happening, but
I mean, yeah, I mean, this doesn't seem like it applies to any event that any of us ever play in. Like, I could see, like, disc golf pro tour events, but like at like an A tier where your buddy had a different tee time or something like that, he follows you a bit for your round and then follows somebody else.
But if they're doing it one at a time, I mean,
True.
if they stop doing it for somebody and then they start doing it, I don't know. Dress code, I couldn't imagine that somebody, if I had the proper shirt on, but it got ripped on a tree branch, that would be an issue. But I guess now they've clarified that.
Sorry, guys, I need a reasonable amount of time to go home and get another shirt. PDGA won't let me play with this tear.
Yeah.
I'm just picturing Corey ripping his sleeves off on like hole one, being like, whoopsie, like you guys can't do anything about it.
No, that's the David Koch A tier.
Yeah, I was going to say.
He rips them off on the way there.
And the rest is clerical items is, I don't know.
It's all the boring stuff they stash at the bottom.
Yeah.
Now let's dig into that.
For the real rule nerds.
Anything else anybody wants to comment on as far as the rules?
I mean, in the clerical section, it basically says stop saying benefit of the doubt because that's like not a thing. It's like a made up thing. Please stop saying it is like the gist of a giant paragraph. People always say like, oh, we'll just give them the benefit of the doubt when it's like someone going OB or whatever it is, you know? And it's just like the phrase benefit of the doubt is not in the rules. Like that's basically what they say. Like you have to actually make a fact-based decision and not just like assume the better thing happened.
The thing that threw me off on this whole thing, and I don't know, I didn't check it immediately, but if you look at the top of the page, it says Saturday, June 29th, 2024 at 10 a.m. And then it says public comments closed June 30th at 2024. So like they didn't give you a day. They give you like 14 hours to look at this. I don't know if that's accurate. That seems weird.
No, that is weird.
Yeah.
I'm assuming by the 24-hour clock that it was 10 a.m. and not even p.m. because it doesn't say either way. It just says 10. But they could have put that puppy up at 10 p.m. on June 29th and closed it June 30th. Bastard. All right. Randy, we got 1 and 7 are done. What hole would you like?
Let's go hole 3. That's usually where I figure out that putting isn't working for the day. So,
all right. If you follow the Facebook page, Will Byrne asked me to go over the Schmodown. And the only thing I could find was Matt Pappas's picture of the results. So MA2 division, looks like Bjorn came in 3rd place with a 65. 2nd place was Will. I'm having difficulty reading it. I'm guessing it's Will Byrne with a 62 in the AM2 division because he wanted me to mention that he's a bagger on a well-listened to podcast. And the AM2 winner at looks like a 60 is Greg K something based on the handwriting.
That sounds like a Greg Kurtz to me.
Yeah, I was thinking Greg Kurtz, but I think it's a vowel, the next letter. MA1, Banjo came in 3rd, tied with Cormac. Devin the Clerk came in 2nd with a 58. And Brian Heller is your winner in the MA1 division at a 57. Pro division, Scott Spellman came in 3rd. Schultz came in 2nd. And Craig Cutler is your winner. So that is the Schmodown.
Where did you even find these results?
Let me see if I can share you the picture that I have.
can I ask what the Schmodown is? Because I don't know it.
I'm sorry. It's a tournament that they play. I think it's at the Oasis.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm having difficulty. I cropped it so I can enlarge the fonts and such. Let me try this. No, that ain't working. I'm just going to find it real quick on the Skylands. If you check the Skylands.
I just went there, yeah. Oh, I see. It's all on the card.
Yeah, it's the old school way of. There it is. Oh, Corey did it too.
Nice.
If you could tell me who Greg is, that would be great. But I'm assuming that's Will Byrne in 2nd in the MA2 division.
Oh, yeah, that does.
It doesn't feel like Greg would play M2.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't look like Kurtz.
Only baggers like Will Byrne would play him too.
So, but the trick is you copy and paste it into Paint, and then you scroll wheel forward and just say enhance.
It doesn't really help when the letters are just completely cut off.
And obscured, yeah.
Oh, I think that's actually Greg Kranz, Paul Kranz's dad.
Ah.
All right. So Will Byrne got beat by Paul Kranz's dad?
At least he beat the Zephyr only guy or girl.
Yeah, there's so many made up names on this. I love it. Is this a singles tournament?
Yeah, it's a
great.
tournament they do every year. They're the Schmodown. It's just, it's a fun type of thing.
Someone just wrote Blaze, so I have to assume it's Blaze from the Monster Machines show that my son watches constantly.
I just figured he picked that name because Zooted was taken already.
But that, for Will Byrne, is the Schmodown. Alex, 1, 3, and 7 have been used.
Give me number 8.
What is number 8? Oh, what would you like to talk about? Is there anything happened recently that you'd like to talk about?
So recently announced tournament details for Stony Cold Scramble. So we got that going. That's going to be August 31st for singles and September 1st for doubles. That's Labor Day weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Classic setup. I believe I have things set so that ladies divisions open up on Sunday. So this coming Sunday, the 14th. And then general admission is opened on the 15th. So, just a couple days from when this comes out. Pretty simple.
Corey, anything?
Yeah, I got something that's not disc golf related to talk about. Since you asked, Pat, thanks. No, this past weekend I didn't have anything going on, so I took my new to me 1991 Eagle Talon on a cross-state adventure after finally getting it registered and inspected in the state of New York, which was a hassle. But I figured, I've taken it around the block a few times, so why not put a few 100 miles on it? And so Friday I drove out, and first thing I did was go to my buddy's camp in the town of Ohio, which is north of the town of Poland, which that is west of the town of Norway in New York. I think there's a Florida in there somewhere too, and a Russia.
Florida's near me. That's Warwick.
Oh, okay, but it is a town of Russia that's over there too. And then after that, Saturday I met some buddies that I went to high school with that they played Ultimate Frisbee, and they were also in town, so they had recently found disc golf. Went and played some disc golf at the Bomber Disc Golf Course in Rome on Griffiths Air Force Base, and then had a little 4th of July / family reunion with a bunch of family from out of state on Saturday, and then came back Sunday, and I was happy to say that I made it 400 miles in that car. That's as old as I am, and didn't have to call AAA once.
Nice.
How many tanks of gas?
That's actually a good question, because I'm, car from 91 doesn't have that little nifty little MPG meter on it. But I think I was probably averaging, I only had to get gas once. I think I was averaging low 20s, which car from the 90s, 4-cylinder, but it's turbocharged and all-wheel drive and a standard shift. I'll take it. I've had vehicles that get worse. The only problem is I put premium in it, so it's another $4 a gallon. But
that's a good point. I filled up the Prius today, and my miles, it shows 495 to the next fill up.
I'd be lucky to get 300. I think it's probably more like 250. I think it's a 16-gallon tank maybe. But I also, not once did I take a freeway. I didn't take 90. I didn't take, it's just 90, I guess, really. But out near Utica, I didn't take any the 4-lane highways. Just kind of cruised countryside, windows down, sunroof open, arm out the window. I feel like more people should do that. Well, I don't know, Pat, you drive all over the place, but I feel like people are coddled these days with all their safety features and self-driving and heated and cooled seats and,
No, I dig it.
I feel like driving should become more of an adventure for some people, not in just their cookie-cutter crossover soccer mom SUVs. Drive a vehicle from the 80s.
It is an adventure with all the shitty drivers out there. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. You hear that, Randy? Trade in your freaking Sienna minivan or whatever you're driving and go out and buy yourself an old 1990 Dodge Caravan and tell your wife sometimes, I don't know if we're going to make it home, honey, but we're going to try.
I'm still driving a 2014 Jetta that I bought when I moved out here, and it's got no extra, no heated seat, no remote start. It's got a CD player. That's pretty great.
2014. You got to bump that back about 20 years.
Dude,
Randy. Come on now.
10 years old. It's the first car I really bought with my own money.
Newest. It's about 8 years newer than any vehicle I have.
That's your fault, all right?
It is.
But no, I miss my Ford Windstar that I drove in college. Fit 11 people in that thing. It was phenomenal.
Damn, is that before or after you met Kat? Because I can't imagine she's yeah, I'm dating this guy, that guy that's got that sweet minivan in the parking lot. He's mine.
No, she'd been with me for quite some time at that point, and that thing was great. I mean, we would have like both sliders open while driving around campus, and my buddies would like harass people. It's really, great vehicle.
I'm sold. That sounds pretty badass.
All right. Randy, registration for New York States is open?
Yeah, I signed up, 35 minutes after 8, which I thought was going to be real bad, but I got in still. Is it full up yet? Probably
quite.
not. It has a huge pool, so I guess probably not full.
Getting kind of close, though.
Yeah.
Alex and Corey, you guys in?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I got there about 5 minutes after.
Are you playing pro, Alex?
No, playing MA1. If I ever win an MA1 event, then I'll move up. But apparently I'm struggling no matter what. So we'll see how it goes.
There's something very notable to mention here about who you potentially have to beat for that MA1 title. A name that we've heard a lot, but we haven't seen a lot.
Is it Swart out?
No. Hang on, I'm scrambling to try to get his PDGA page up. Hang on, give me a second. MA1, sort by name, open link in new tab. Hasn't played a single tournament in 2024. His last tournament in November of 2023, the Disc Cap Turkey Throwdown Doubles Tournament. Anthony Bohanski, everybody.
Oh, yeah.
He's back, baby. Well, he's also playing Electricity Classic before that and the CTK Flex fundraiser this weekend. But
You mean the guy with the same PDGA number as Alex? Rating, his same rating?
I'm like, damn, how do they have the same number? That sounds like a glitch.
No.
Does he have the same rating as me? Oh,
Yeah, a couple of 914 guys.
Albany versus Niverville. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
we're clawing that rating back a little bit.
you and Bohanski are gonna be battling it out. Lead card, New York State champs.
There's some good competition there. I see Chris Lucier. I see Jeremy
Downstater.
Kasprick. Troy
Upstater.
Vasari. What's up?
These guys are supposed to be the local guys. Can't be getting scared about no Jeremy Kasprick and Chris Lucier.
I'm not scared. I'm just saying they're good players.
I'm going to call it. I think Peter Hodge is going to just like wreck everybody as one of his first MA1 tournaments. He's coming out of nowhere.
I don't think this was part of the show, but I'm definitely going true dark horse in MA1, and that's Dennis Daly with two aces. Two
That would
aces
be
on the
impressive.
weekend.
We do play Moreau for one of the days, so that's not impossible.
Is MA1 with MPO for the
Yeah,
The layouts?
same layouts.
yeah?
We could do some prop bets too, like Ryan Yeddow being spotted in red sweatpants.
Mm.
If we're just picking on MA1 people, that's
Corey in pink shorts.
I mean, it's September. I could break them out. I mean, I have 2 days I have to get dressed for. That's probably some pink shorts and some dress shorts.
This is where you wear like your regular pants, and then you put on the pink shorts on top of the pants.
Ugh. The only way I'm doing that is if I'm also wearing a white beater on top. I don't know if that's allowed at a beat here. Well, as long as it's a dry fit white beater, then I think I'm good.
Yeah, I was gonna say 1 inch thick shoulder strap, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Can't go past your bottom layer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, it'll be tucked in. Don't worry. I'm not that trashy. I'll tuck it into my pink shorts.
So Corey, 1, 3, 7, and 8 are out. What do you got?
I like 4.
So last week, we didn't get to last week in disc golf, so I tried something different. Did any of you guys hear that? Hudson Valley Disc Golf Podcast Player of the Week?
Did, yeah.
What do you think? Tell me if it sucks. I don't care.
I don't think it sucks. I would say that probably last week in disc golf isn't everybody's favorite thing anyway. I still think it has its use. I'm not saying to get rid of that. But
Has its merits. It's just, it could be extensive. So what I've done is I've gone through not every, but a bunch of events. And kind of like the Player of the Year, I assign a point value. If you play dubs and you come in first, you get 3 points. Second place 2, and third place 3. If it's a singles event, first, second, third, same thing. So I've narrowed it down to the top 3 for last week. You each get one guess, and it's worth a point if you can pick anybody in the top 3. So we'll go same order. Alex, name anybody, and you can repeat names if you guys feel the same person. So you get a point if you name somebody in the top 3 for the Hudson Valley Disc Golf Podcast Player of the Week. What do you got?
Oof. So this is aggregate, like we're looking at people who have played multiple events over the week.
Yes.
Okay.
And won in multiple events.
And one in multiple events.
Or at least placed top 3.
Let's go Kevin Kroenke.
Corey.
Ethan Hatters.
That's a good pick.
Randy.
Jason Gorsuch.
All right. So we got 4 players with 4 points, which we don't really consider 4-pointers, especially if they come in second at J-Dubs and at the 4th of July day. That doesn't,
Oh, shit. Yeah.
But we have a tie for
Corey.
3rd place with 5 points between Charles Gordon, who tied for first
Oh.
at Shen Creek Dubs, came in second place at the Discap Sunday Tag League at Shen. So Charles Gordon must be a Shen and Taha local. And he tied with Troy Vasari, who came in first at Prospect Park Dubs and tied for second at SPW Dubs League. Second place had a first place finish at Saratoga Spa Random Dubs and a first place finish at J Dubs Points Championships. Corey, who do you think that is?
Ethan Hatters.
You are correct.
Yes.
To a point. He came in second, though. Your winner, with a third place finish at Saratoga Spa Random Dub, a first place finish at CTK Singles League, even though it's a handicap league and I don't know the handicaps and shit, didn't really matter because points-wise he would have won anyway, because he came in first at Shen Creek Dubs and first at Cranmore Dubs. Charles Carpenter Jr. III got 10 points.
Good week to be a Chuck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, him and Charles Gordon, yeah.
No, all we needed is just Christopher, Evan, and Chuck.
I was thinking about him.
I saw him on there, and Ethan Hatters played enough events, he just didn't place in one of them. But yeah, Corey gets a point because he did pick Ethan Hatters.
Just out here pointing it up.
Nice.
Yep. So Randy, 2, 5, 6, or 9?
Let's go hole 6.
Hole 6. Jeff was supposed to be here, and he wanted to talk about the Kurt's Chasm Monthly and the Electricity Classic. Is it the Classic?
Yes.
Or Open, whatever it is.
Electricity Classic, yep.
When is the monthly at, what's the name of Greg Kurtz's course?
Porcupine Springs.
When's the monthly there?
Same day as CTK Fundraiser Flex, July 13th. That's Saturday.
Yeah, I'm a little bummed. I definitely enjoy playing Kurtz's course, but signed up for the CTK event.
Yeah.
You could do both.
Well, Corey, what are you going to do? Because isn't that around your birthday or something? Because you couldn't make it last year.
Yeah, usually the monthly is, but for some reason they moved it to July 13th, which, yeah, I'll be at the CTK Flex at my tea time's 11:30. Yeah, I don't think I want to go to... I mean, actually, maybe it wouldn't be that bad if I just get to Greg's at 9, play around, put up the hot score of the day, go to CTK, slay, wait for the monthly to finish, come back, collect my winnings, and go home.
When is your tea time at CTK?
I'm on feature card, bud. Like 11:40.
Ooh.
Hey, that's going to be tough to get from Greg's to CTK, isn't it?
Yeah, that's like an hour, maybe. Yeah, a little closer than an hour, but still not enough time to play both rounds.
Okay, so I have to figure out teleportation in the next 3 days. All right, guess I'm not doing it.
If you talk to Greg, I bet he'd let you play it at like 8 o'clock.
Like, Greg, let's get an 8 o'clock round in. Oh, yeah, so, this Cat Monthly at Greg Kurtz's place. I'm pretty sure you just show up, kind of like a flex start whenever you want to get a round in.
Yep.
$20 for pro, $10 for am, and that's on the long course. And then $5 for rec or ladies, and that plays the Prickle Pines short course, the long course being Quill Creek. And you can go check out Greg's property and all of its eccentricities and whatnot. And also, last I knew, it helps if you drive a vehicle that's not exactly slammed to the ground.
Yeah, anything that can drive off-road is going to be helpful. Parking's pretty limited up there. Well, it's not so much limited, it's just very spread out. You just kind of find a place to go and then park.
Yeah, and you can park closer and better if you drive a vehicle that is potentially more off-road oriented.
Yeah.
Pickup truck, Subaru, etc.
So it's a flex start, and a lot of people tend to just sort of hang out, maybe play multiple rounds. I think only your first round counts towards the monthly, but, play a couple rounds. I think they do like grilling and stuff like that. It's a nice little event. So if I wasn't doing CTK, I probably would go there, but
yeah, I'd be there.
Yeah.
Same.
Or if I was playing in a division that I played CTK a little early, I'd probably be going to Greg's afterwards. Having a tea time smack dab in the middle of the day kind of makes it a little hard, though.
Yeah. When's sundown? Like 8 o'clock? You could probably, play around, leave CTK at like 3, get there at 4, play around at Porcupine Springs.
Good.
Doesn't feel impossible.
Nope.
And then the Discap presents the 2024 Electricity Classic. That's August 3rd. I see Corey, Jamin, and Alex are playing. I see Bickersmith.
That one I might have to drop out of. There's a big volleyball tournament that happens at Lake George that's happening that weekend. And I didn't have a team, and then I got offered a spot, and then I got to figure out what I'm doing.
You haven't moved on yet, Alex?
It's beach, so all the washed up athletes can still play. Because it's not as hard on your joints.
It's like playing beer league slow pitch softball. Play in the sand so our knees don't hurt.
Exactly.
But yeah, 16 people on the wait list. I'm sure.
Somebody will take my spot.
Yeah,
if I end up
some of those
dropping.
people wouldn't mind if you dropped.
All right. So that's stuff coming up. So one more time through. Alex, 2, 5, or 9?
Let's go Fiver.
All right, Fiver. That is the ace place. I got 9 questions for you guys. Whoever gets the
All
question has to answer the question. So, Alex, 1 through 9, what do you got?
Start with number 1.
What is the most used app on your phone?
Oh, YouTube. Definitely YouTube.
All right. Randy, we're mixing it up. 2 through 9.
Let's go 9.
Should Joey Chestnut have been able to compete in the Nathan's hot dog eating competition?
Absolutely. The competition was, I think, weak without him there. I think he averaged something like 10 more hot dogs than this year's winner over the past, I don't even know, 10 years or something like that. So yes, that event suffered without him.
He did a competition that day, like in 5 minutes, and only had 1 less hot dog than the winner had in 10.
Yeah, it's surprising that the skill gap is still that large after so many years of humans eating food. The fact that he is that much better than everyone else on Earth is very impressive.
I also don't think that a vegan hot dog is a hot dog, so he shouldn't be banned because that's not a real hot dog.
Oh, is that? You know what? I never looked into the thing. Is that what got him?
He's sponsored by a vegan hot dog place, and Nathan's won't let you be sponsored by another hot dog place, but I don't find that being the same.
I think what it was Nathan's recently started offering a vegan hot dog.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
So they didn't want him, like also representing a competitor.
That's fair.
But I'm not 100% on that.
That would at least make sense.
Maybe we need to get big corporate out of the sport of hot dog eating. Like, why can't there just be some other organization that handles the competitions? Imagine if Innova was like, sorry, no, you can't play disc golf. Sorry, bud, canceled.
Corey, 2 through 8.
2.
How'd you celebrate the 4th?
Played disc golf at J Park with some great friends and local players
Nice.
at Independence Day Deep Disc J29 event.
If you came in first, you would have come in 3rd place for Player of the Week.
I could have been that guy.
Alex, 3 through 8.
Lucky number 7.
What's the best disc golf hole you played this year?
Ooh, that's a good question. I played a lot of iconic disc golf so far. I got to play Brewster Ridge, got to play Fox Run. If it's the best one that I played, my best showing on any disc golf hole, it would have to be hole 8 on Brewster Golds, because I got the birdie there and I'm still really proud of that. If I'm talking just like the best abstract hole that I've played, that's a much tougher question.
You got about 5 seconds.
Yeah, right? I'm trying to remember what actual courses I played, because I did so many things.
Well, you don't think about Heiser Creek. I know that.
Oh, it's Mighty Gaw 6 or 18. Which one's the big downhill par 5?
18, yeah.
18.
18. Yeah, Mighty Gaw 18 gotta be.
Okay. Randy, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8.
8.
Do you have a home phone?
No.
Have you ever had a home phone?
Obviously at my home growing up, and then actually in my dorm, I had a wired phone plugged in. So the last time I had a home phone was like 2010.
All right. Corey, 3 through 6.
3.
Do you prefer lighting fireworks or watching fireworks?
Oh, man. That's kind of a good question, because I'm definitely not capable of like major productions that can be kind of badass.
Mm-hmm.
No, I lighting them. Yeah, fuck yeah. The funny thing is, at my house, I don't really use fireworks. I have a flare gun, so we'll just shoot flares over the trees, and they die out before they hit the ground. Or we try to hit cardboard boxes at 30 packs, 1,000 gasoline, and then try to hit it with a flare gun and see it from a distance, like a wall.
All right. Alex, 4, 5, 6.
Number 4.
Will you or did you vote in the PDGA election?
I will. I have not yet.
Okay. Randy, 5 or 6.
6.
Do you remember your first ace? What disc was it? Do you still have it?
Yes. Very first ace was hole 5 at Stony Kill.
Mm-hmm.
It was an MD3 that I had just purchased. I think I had thrown it earlier on the round, but basically it was my second or third throw with it. And there was like a foot of snow on the ground. So it was an awesome ace. And it was with a bunch of friends that I hadn't seen in a while. So awesome day. But the snow was so bad, we left after the front 9. So I didn't even have really like a scorecard to show like what that ace, turned into. We definitely lost discs and weren't keeping score. But I won't forget it. I do have that disc on the wall just to remember it.
Nice. And Corey, question 5. What was the last movie you saw in the theater?
Damn, I am not the person to get this question. Shit, Deadpool 2 maybe?
All right.
Yeah. Like that's the only time I go to movies to watch a new Deadpool movie because I can't really watch anything else.
All right. So that's Randy, I think, 2 or 9?
9.
All right. That is a quick quiz.
All right.
Didn't we just do a quick quiz?
Yeah, but now we're back
out
to
of
the
the
main
quiz.
branch.
Now there's right answers on this quiz.
Yeah.
Quick quiz. So Randy gets to go first. Then we'll go Alex and then Corey. We got 2 questions for each of you. Randy, you ready?
Yep.
Henry Ford pioneered what type of engine in 1932, 1 year before the juice of the same name was invented?
The juice.
Henry Ford pioneered what type of engine in 1932, 1 year before the juice of the same name was invented?
Oh, V8.
Is the V8 a disc?
Oh, man. I'll go, yeah.
I'm sorry, no.
I would not have gotten that.
No, I wouldn't have either.
I would have been like, what is there a flathead juice or something? I don't know.
I was thinking internal combustion.
That was my first thought. Then I was like, juice, wait a sec.
Yeah.
Alex, question 2. Pre-steak sauce, what alphanumeric term meant first class for ships at Lloyd's of London? Pre-steak sauce, what alphanumeric term meant first class for ships at Lloyd's of London?
Got to be A1, yeah?
Is the A1 a disc?
Yes. We're going to go with yes.
Prodigy Discs, November 16th, 2015. Corey, what other name for Grand Prix racing refers to the specifications of the Fédération Internationale de l'Automobile? What other name for Grand Prix racing refers to the specifications of the Fédération Internationale de l'Automobile?
What in the hell?
What other name for Grand Prix racing refers to the specifications of the Fédération Internationale de l'Automobile?
Damn it.
I'm sure you know this, Corey.
I feel like I'm overthinking it.
You probably are.
For Grand Prix racing. Oh, can you say that just the first half again?
What other name for Grand Prix racing refers to the specifications of the Fédération Internationale de l'Automobile?
Oh my god, I'm gonna hate myself. GT2.
Randy?
Oh, I didn't think this was coming to me. This is embarrassing because I watch F1, but I can't think of any other names of championships.
Spit out letters and numbers.
Like WDC, like World Driver Championship. I don't know, WDC. That's all I can think of.
Alex?
They're both way overthinking this, right? It's just F1.
Is the
No.
F1 a disc?
Oh my.
Is the F1 a disc? I'm going to go with yes.
Prodigy Discs, July 6th, 2013.
Yeah, that was that's what we call a brain fart.
Alex, what St. Paul, Minnesota company began by mining corundum, then making sandpaper and masking tape?
Is this me or is this Randy?
Who started it? Was it
Corey.
Randy?
Corey had it originally.
Randy went first. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wrote it out alphabetically, but Randy picked the question. My bad. Thank you.
Yeah.
Pick the category. Randy, what St. Paul, Minnesota company began by mining corundum, then making sandpaper and masking tape?
3M.
Is the 3M a disc?
Oh, I'm gonna say no.
You are correct.
Yes.
Alex, what alphanumeric name precedes X-Men United in a 2003 film? What alphanumeric name precedes X-Men United in a 2003 film?
Oh, gosh.
Come on.
I don't know which one that is. I don't think it's X3, so I'm going to go with X2.
Is the X2 a disc?
Damn, I thought it was X3.
Oh my god. Me too.
X3 had a different tagline. I just can't remember what it is.
X-Men: The Last Stand.
Is the X2 a disc? Yes.
Prodigy Discs, April 3rd, 2017. I'm trying to think. I got you at 4, Alex, or 5?
I have myself at 6.
Alex with the steal just like obliterated everybody.
Yeah, my math's screwed up. You got F1.
Yeah, I got the first one. The first one that was asked me, a steal, and this one just now. And I think I got the disc right on all of them.
I'm losing.
You got A1 and the disc. You got F1 and the disc. And then you got X2
in the disc.
Okay. Corey, final question for the category. You started this with 1 point, just so you know. And that's
Do I get an extra point if I know the theme?
Well, you came up with the theme.
Yeah.
That was the challenge I accepted. So.
Oh, I challenged Pat to figure out some questions that could be freaking letters and numbers, and look at them. Let them go.
Final question. In what 1996 film does a youth hockey team get awarded junior varsity hockey scholarships to Eden Hall Academy after their victory at the Junior Goodwill Game? In what 1996 film does a youth hockey team get awarded junior varsity hockey scholarships to Eden Hall Academy after their victory at the Junior Goodwill Games?
D2 Mighty Ducks.
I'm sorry, what? I didn't hear you.
Are you sure you didn't hear me?
The second part I heard, but what was the first part?
D3 Mighty Ducks.
Are you sure?
DDX.
D's and numbers Mighty Ducks.
What's your final answer?
D2 Mighty Ducks.
What do you got, Randy?
Fuck.
Oh man, I thought it was D2. I guess I'll just go D3.
Is the D3.
Oh, Pat baited me and then rebaited me and then baited me again.
Yes, I think the D3 is a disc.
Prodigy Discs, January 1st, 2013. The only other thing we got is category 2 or hole 2, which is the disc cap tags. Last I heard, that was a bit of a mess, though. Is it still? Do we know?
Potentially. I unfortunately contributed a little bit by not putting in the tag match after the monthly, and Brian Bickersmith had to be like, hey, idiot, you got to put that in. He was much nicer about it, but yeah.
So at least we know that it's all Alex's fault.
Yeah, 100%. People handed me tags at the monthly and were like, this is what I have. I'm pretty sure it's not right on the thing. So I just ended up, I tend not to worry about the manual changing of tags. I'm not actually able to do that. And I have stopped trying to track down the people who can. So I just write down what people give me and call it good.
Well, at least my tag is good. I know that.
What tag you got?
Number 6, because
Nice.
Kyle took my 4 tag at the freaking 4th of July Deep Disc Presents Independence Day Reloaded Classic.
Frickin' Kyle.
I'm just looking to see. So tag rounds, looks like your leaders in tag rounds with 42, Mike Zanchelli.
Yeah, makes sense. He's been running the league.
Evan Parsley with 39 and Brian Bickersmith with 39. And then the top 10, if this is accurate, Jason Gorsuch with 19 rounds played has the 10 tag. Jamin Hume with 8 rounds played has the 9. Dave Koch with 5 rounds played has the 8. Justin Muccelli with 7 rounds played has the 7. Corey Cook, 27 rounds played with the 6. Jason Lasassa with 12 rounds played with the 5. Hudson Valley Disc Golf Podcast Co-Player of the Year. Kyle Hirsch, 8 rounds played with the 4. Dave Hudson with 1 round played with the 3. He's been hurt, though, right?
Yeah, give it up, Dave. Play someone in poker or something. let that tag get some air. Have it circulate.
Hudson Valley Disc Golf Podcast Co-Player of the Year, Tucker Kozlowski with 7 rounds played with the 2 tag. And Chad Larson with 8 rounds played and the 1 tag. All right, so if that's pretty accurate, that's good. We were able to get to that painlessly. And got time for a quiz?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Alex is currently leading with 6 points. I got Randy at 5, Corey at 1.
Crushing it.
That was a bonus point.
yeah, it's a freebie too.
So we'll get Corey will go first, Randy will go second, and Alex will go third. All right. Corey, category 1 or category 2?
Let's go category 1.
All right. Like Hessians in the American Revolutionary War, what would you call a professional soldier hired to serve in a foreign army? Like Hessians in the American Revolutionary War, what would you call a professional soldier hired to serve in a foreign army?
Mercenary.
Is the mercenary a disc?
Yeah, I like that. Give me that. Yes, it's a disc.
Remix Disc Golf, March 27th, 2023.
Came out swinging, boys. That's a tough
Nice.
question. I think that you just gave me the hardest question of the night right there.
Might have. We'll see. Randy, 1 or 2?
Let's try out 2.
Maria Goeppert Mayer shared a Nobel Prize for developing the shell model of what part of an atom made of protons and neutrons. Maria Goeppert Mayer shared a Nobel Prize for developing the shell model of what part of an atom made of protons and neutrons.
That would be the nucleus.
Is the nucleus a disc?
I don't know. Let's go yes. Why not?
I'm sorry, no.
Ugh.
Alex, 1 or 2?
Let's go number 2.
Question 2, category 2. What term is used to describe the rudimentary plant contained within a seed or a developing human before it's a fetus? What term is used to describe a rudimentary plant contained within a seed or a developing human before it's a fetus?
I should know this. Screw it. Is it a zygote?
What do you got, Corey? What term is used to describe the rudimentary plant contained within a seed or a developing human before it's a fetus?
Smells like embryo.
Is the embryo disc?
Kind of a gross name. The embryo. It's kind of weird. I don't know. I'm gonna throw my embryo. I'm gonna watch my embryo float away down the river. I don't know, man. I'm gonna go no.
You are correct.
Yes, I talked myself into it.
All right. Corey, this is your regular question, 1 or 2.
I'm gonna take it back to 1.
All right. Question 2, category 1. What person's fallacy is the belief that after 5 straight heads, the next coin flip has a more than 50% probability of being tailed? What person's fallacy is the belief that after 5 straight heads, the next coin flip has a more than 50% probability of being tailed?
Damn, kind of wish I stuck with 2 at this point. Okay, so coins were definitely invented by then for this guy to say it. What could possibly go in mercenary? Whatever answer I give is going to be really dumb. I don't know. Einstein.
What do you got, Randy?
I also feel like I'm going to give a dumb answer. I'm trying to think of things related to mercenary more than anything else.
Could just be M words.
Could just be M words. I can't even think of a mathematician with a name right now.
What person's fallacy is the belief that after 5 straight heads, the next coin flip has a more than 50% probability of being tails?
I got nothing. Let's go with Gary's fallacy.
Alex?
It's the gambler's fallacy.
Is the gambler a disc?
I feel like I know a lot of gamblers who throw discs, but I don't know if the gambler is a disc. I'm going to go with yes.
I'm sorry, no.
Dang it. No. It was a steal.
That was Corey. So Randy, 2 or 3?
I'm going to stick with 2.
After fan pressure in 2015, Netflix made what original series accessible to the blind? After fan pressure in 2015, Netflix made what original series accessible to the blind?
Netflix originals with sciencey names. Jeez, I don't know. Black Mirror?
Alex?
Can you hear the question one more time?
After fan pressure in 2015, Netflix made what original series accessible to the blind?
Netflix original series. In 2015 they made it, so it was before 2015. I don't know. Stranger Things.
Corey?
What category was this question from?
2, 1.
Oh, 1? I missed
Oh,
it.
I thought it was 2.
I also thought it was 2.
So I think the answer is Daredevil.
Did I give the wrong?
Well, if it's Daredevil, then I think so.
I'll have to listen in editing, but yeah.
Edit it so you sound right.
I wasn't even here when you picked it. I had to step away real quick and I come back and blind Netflix series.
Wow. Corey's playing 4D chess tonight.
Wait, so is it Daredevil a disc? Did I get that question yet?
Yeah, Daredevil it is.
I'm going to say yes.
I'm sorry, no.
Wow, that's crazy.
Wow.
It's a company.
Yeah, it's a company, yeah.
Wait, so I feel like how many questions have you asked so far, Pat?
5.
What was the last one?
Before this one was the fallacy, the game.
Oh, yeah. What was the answer to that one?
Gambler's fallacy.
Gambler.
Oh.
Oh, were you not here for that?
No, I had to step away real quick. I had to open up
Yeah, the gambler's fallacy.
Okay.
So, where are we at, Alex?
All right. I'll take the 2 question then.
All right. The last 4 months of the year are called what 5-letter word months, like the last piece of wood in a fire? The last 4 months of the year are called what 5-letter word months, like the last piece of wood in a fire?
Last piece of wood in the fire. I don't think I've ever heard this before. Is it ember?
Is the ember a disc?
Is the ember a disc? It feels like it should be. I'm going to go with yes.
Lightspeed Disc Golf, July 8th, 2024. Corey, 1 or 2?
I think I'm going to stick with 2.
2. What word can be used to describe a bacteria that has built a protective wall around itself or the seed of a mold or fern? What word can be used to describe a bacteria that has built a protective wall around itself or the seed of a mold or fern?
Seed of a mold or fern, or a bacteria that has built a protective wall around itself. What the heck? I don't know. Spore.
Is the spore a disc?
Yes. Yeah, I like that as a disc name. I'll say yes.
Discmania, February 5th, 2024.
Nice.
Randy, 1 or 2?
Definitely 2.
What term is used to describe a substance that modifies and speeds up a chemical reaction without itself being affected? What term is used to describe a substance that modifies and speeds up a chemical reaction without itself being affected?
I'm stuck between 2, but I can't say both of them because I don't have a partner. Modifies or speeds up a reaction. Catalyst?
Is the catalyst a disc? This can make a
Sounds like
three-way
a-
tie.
Oh, no.
I think I'm up by 1.
You got 8?
I've got myself at 9 right now.
Man, you've been giving yourself a lot of points tonight.
Yeah, apparently.
It's possible.
All right, I'm going to go yes on Catalyst.
MVP Disc Sports, June
Hey.
6, 2016. We're giving Alex that point, but I'll figure it out in editing.
Yeah, I could be wrong. I totally could be.
That's okay. Alex, 1 or 2?
Let's go back to 1.
Question 4. What was Phineas Fogg for only 80 days that Meadowlark Lemon was for 24 years? What was Phineas Fogg for only 80 days that Meadowlark Lemon was for 24 years?
I've heard at least one of these names, but I have no context for any of them. Can you hear the question one more time?
What was Phineas Fogg for only 80 days that Meadowlark Lemon was for 24 years?
I don't know. The Flash.
What do you got, Corey?
King.
Randy?
Lost.
We're looking for Globetrotter.
What?
Meadowlark Lemon was a Harlem Globetrotter. Phineas Fogg went around the world in 80 days.
Okay,
Yeah,
when you said
yeah,
Phineas, the only Phineas I even can remember. Yeah, this is a cartoon.
Yeah.
All right, final round. I got Alex at 9, Randy and Corey at 8.
Was Globetrotter a disc?
No, it was not. Corey, 1 or 2?
2.
Final question, round 2, category 2. In 2021, 90-year-old William Shatner boldly went aboard a spacecraft from what colorful company as the oldest person to fly in space? In 2021, 90-year-old William Shatner boldly went aboard a spacecraft from what colorful company as the oldest person to fly in space?
Colorful company. Wasn't SpaceX. What other companies are there that could be colorful and send an old man into orbit that matches the theme that I have yet to establish? Can you ask it one more time?
In 2021, 90-year-old William Shatner boldly went aboard a spacecraft from what colorful company as the oldest person to fly in space?
Who even has the capability of getting to space? SpaceX and NASA, and I'm going to know it when you say it. It's SpaceX.
Randy?
This is going to sound dumb because I think it's like a budget airline, but JetBlue.
Alex?
Dave, you heavy. Not gonna lie, you heavy with that one for a second.
All I could think of.
This is the last question in category 2, right?
Correct.
I don't remember anyone going to space other than SpaceX and NASA. Blue Falcon.
The right color, Blue Origin.
Yeah, okay. That sounds
Origin's a
familiar.
disc.
Yes, it is. Discmania, July 14th, 2020. Randy, category 1, question 5. Merriam-Webster defines what word as someone who seeks dangerous or exciting experiences, or one who engages in risky commercial enterprises for profit. Merriam-Webster defines what word as someone who seeks dangerous or exciting experiences, or one who engages in risky commercial enterprises for profit.
I'm stuck between the two different definitions. Because I'm thinking like venture capitalist for the second half of that. Adventurer?
Is the adventurer a disc?
Ooh.
That was a good one.
I want to say yes. That sounds fun.
H13 Disc Golf, June 13th, 2024.
I would not have had that one. That's a good one.
H13 disc golf. What the hell kind of name is that?
It's a pretty new one.
I feel like we're going to hear it a lot more.
Alex, final question, category 1. Also the title of a 1962 hit by Dion. The word planet comes from the Greek word planetes, meaning what? Also the title of a 1962 hit by Dion. The word planet comes from the Greek word planetes, meaning what?
Planetes.
Don't quote me on my Greek pronunciations.
Yeah. Oh,
Planetas.
There you go.
I don't know. Eyes.
Corey?
Can you say it one more time?
Also the title of a 1962 hit by Dion. The word planet comes from the Greek word planetes, meaning what? Or whatever Randy said.
Does it end in AS?
Yes.
That's not going to help me. I just wanted to make sure. Man. First guess would be planetes. Kind of sounds like platanos, what is plantains or something in Spanish. But Greeks don't speak Spanish. So what would those idiots think a floating space rock is called? Planet, planetes, platanos. I don't know. Orb, which definitely fits the theme I forgot about. I'm sticking with it. I already said it.
You good with that?
Yeah.
What do you got, Randy?
All right. So this is completely based on the theme, and I know it's a disc. Explorer.
I'm the type of guy who'll never settle down. Where the pretty girls are, well, you know I'm around. I kiss them and I love them, because to me they're all the same. I hug them and I squeeze them. They don't even know my name. They call me the Wanderer.
Yeah.
Either way, it looks like Randy is our winner.
Damn, what the hell? Who would have thought?
That's crazy.
Nicely done.
Damn,
Alex at 9, Corey at 8.
how did I lose that? How did I
That was a good
lose that?
comeback, Corey. You started out 4 points behind second place and 5 behind Alex in first. So you came back 10 to 9 to 8.
After the first round, it was like 1-5-6 going in, and then it was like 5-6-6 after the first round.
Oh, yeah. I forgot I gave you guys a handicap.
Yeah. And then Randy, even though I screwed up his question, still came back, so I feel good.
Man, once I pulled Spore out of my ass, I'm like, oh, I am
Dude,
crushing this
I
one.
had it.
I thought that was a layup for me. I was like, Corey doesn't know Spore. Like, I have that. I know what it is.
Yeah.
All I could think about was that stupid game that came out that was called Spore back in the day.
Yeah.
You start off as like a little bacteria or whatever the hell it was, a little embryo.
Do you start as a spore?
Yeah. You start off as a
Something
spore,
like that.
then you start. Anyways, what a game.
Did anybody have anything they wanted to talk about before we finish up?
Nope, just don't be surprised if anyone out there sees a GoFundMe that I may or may not create for Jeff Wiechowski for his technologies.
For a new computer.
Bring him into the 20th century. Let's crowdsource this shit. Crowdfund, whatever we're trying to say. I don't know.
Make sure you're signing up for the states. Make sure you're on the lookout for Stone Equal Scramble signups.
Fun in the Sun is
Fun in
on
the Sun, yeah.
Sunday
Yeah.
at SPW. So if you're not playing in it, maybe find a different course to play at.
Where's that?
It's at SPW. It's the ladies clinic and then tournament round after.
Absolutely. All right. We got through 9 holes. That was impressive considering how our late start.
Yeah, no, that's fun.
Well, thank you, Alex, Corey, and Randy, and sweet up.
Thanks, Pat.
Thanks, Pat.
Thanks.
Cat got me a little whiteboard and write the down on. Very excited.
Right to the score and everything.
Yeah, I usually write the answers and like this on the side so I can kind of keep track of like what is going on.
Mhm.
And I've just been using like a sheet of printer paper. I get 4 rounds out of each sheet of printer paper. by
Does your
folding it.
computer not have Notepad?
I don't want to type because I have a mechanical keyboard. It's loud as hell, so
Oh,
I just don't.
Yeah, I didn't know that you guys could hear me typing with my loudest.
Oh no, it's
mechanical
so
keyboard.
quiet.
It's very subtle. It's
right.
just like a distant click clack click.
yeah. I almost kind of picture you going like, yes,
Sometimes, like, I'll hear the other team say what I think is absolutely the correct answer, and I'll start writing it down. And now I'm worried that that's like a tell that that like I'm helping the other team by like confirming that what they're
it
saying
could
is
be.
right.
I do
don't
that
know.
too, but you can't hear me writing. But I don't know if I picked up on that exactly. But on the last episode, when I swore you sighed when I said what I thought was the right answer, and I was
The other
like
guy.
locked and loaded. Like, thanks, Alec.
Which is funny because when I was editing it, I didn't hear a sigh.
Oh, I don't know.
I
Yeah.
heard it. Yeah.
But Scott said he did, so I was surprised. It was
Yeah. He was like, "No, that was me."
yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't have any line on his
The
waveform.
heartbeat.
Yeah.
Mhm.